region, wherever you are, I want to warmly welcome you. Now, this is the final session, and this is the commencement ceremony for the first IA2030 Impact Accelerator. Of course, we're going to explain what exactly that means in the context of the Geneva Learning Foundation's work and contribution to the collective effort, the collective global effort for Immunization Agenda 2030. The Impact Accelerator starts with a simple question. Learners in our courses develop an action plan. Usually it can be a case study, it can be other things, but it's action focused and it's project-based learning. And at the end of each course, we ask you a simple question. Are you ready to take action? You did this in the context of a course. Maybe you did it because you wanted to earn a certificate, but have you got something that you can actually take forward, moving from knowledge to learning to its application and to its implementation? So what we built starting in July 2019 is a kind of human knowledge network, and it unites every scholar, alumni, every person who participates in our immunization program in a shared pledge to turn knowledge into action. And that is what we are going to talk about. So it's a system, a new kind of system, very different from the conventional vertical technical assistance, very different from what usually happens, complementary to all the existing approaches to achieve impact. But the idea is that we can go faster and better by purely digital means. Now you can see here the 4 pillars of the accelerator. We have, first of all, it begins with a pledge. We ask you to make a moral commitment to work for a world where everyone everywhere fully benefits from vaccines. And Charlotte Mbu, who of course knows this pledge by heart, will be sharing it with us as she is a poet as well. And then, of course, the second pillar is about measurements. So really, as we work together in a distributed network connecting between levels of a system, between countries, we share what works, what doesn't. We share lessons, successes as well as challenges. Now, all of this, the whole point is about mobilization. It's about action. But the share part is very important. You can see here what you told us in July 2019 for those who participated in the very first Impact Accelerator were the most valuable aspects. Now comes November 8th, 2021. Once again, 755 alumni, you can see 300 Anglophones, 455 Francophones signed the pledge to achieve impact. Let me make sure. I think Charlotte may have had no, she's here. Okay. And let me just make Charlotte the co-host so she can unmute herself. 755 of you signed a pledge to achieve impact. And so I'm going to ask, as tradition requires, for Charlotte to read the Scholar Pledge for Immunization.
Thank you very much, Reda. I am committed to work for a world where everyone, everywhere fully benefits from vaccines to improve health and well-being. As a scholar, I hereby solemnly pledge to work with others to transform projects led by scholars into action and results that will improve immunization outcomes, to share my success as well as my challenges by reporting on a regular basis on my progress towards implementation, support fellow scholars in doing the same while upholding the highest standard of integrity and behavior. I make this pledge for the health of children and families in my country and everywhere. Thank you very much, Rena. Over.
That is what 755 of you agreed to, committed to. And today we're here to honor the ones who made it to the finish line after 4 weeks and also support our colleagues who, if you didn't make it in this accelerator, the road still lies ahead of you, but you can see participants joining from 49 countries, and that is just for the Anglophones. You can see the number of participants for each country as well. So the Launchpad this time, the first time we did it under the banner of the Immunization Agenda 2030. I'm very pleased to welcome Dr. Folake Olayinka, who is the team lead at USAID for immunization, but she's here in her capacity as chair of the Working Group 1. And before we go any further, before we tell you more about the story of the accelerator, I just want to warmly welcome her, and then we will turn to her for the commencement address for this commencement. Folake, a warm welcome to you. I'm just asking you to unmute.
Thank you very much, Reda. I'm really excited to be here today.
All right, we'll see. So here we are still telling the story. We'll come back to you right after that to hear your thoughts, your reflections, what you'd like to share with this group about this completely new way to actually work together, collaborate across system levels, across borders to achieve impact. Now, what did we offer? What did this mean in practice? You can see some of the activities here, and you can see some of the exceptional individuals such as Jenny Sequeira on the Anglophone side. I want to also acknowledge Dr. François Gass on the Francophone side, and our very own Charlotte Mbou, who organized 4 successive sessions to help participants workshop their dilemmas, their challenges, and bring on you call on that collective intelligence of the community formed in the Impact Accelerator. Together, they hacked 6 Anglophone challenges and 7 ones brought together by the Francophone. So there's a question, so what? All right. So people somehow seem enthusiastic about this, but what difference does it actually make? So first of all, we started with goal setting, and we've actually asked you now to report on your progress through individual acceleration reports. And here it is. All right. We asked you, have you made progress towards the goal you set to achieve before December 3rd? Now, 94% of you said yes. All right. For those of you who did not, it's also interesting. We can learn a lot from failure to make progress with implementation. So we also ask reflective questions about that and are trying to understand what are the determinants of what actually makes some projects, some individuals successful at implementing action plans than others. Now, here is the comparison we can make. Here is where we can actually measure the change. On the 8th of November, 51% of you had started but not finished to implement your projects. 33% had said, I haven't even started. But you still decided to join the Impact Accelerator. And some of you, actually an impressive number, said that you had completed your plan. Now, by the 29th of November, we had gone for started but not finished from 50 to almost 80%. Slightly more of you, of the respondents, actually said you completed your plan, and we only had 12 people who just hadn't even started and who still responded, which serves kind of like a control group. So you can see this is progress made in just 4 weeks, and of course we'll be exploring exactly what that means. Here we have 14 scholars who reported having completed the implementation of their action plans. We'll be going back to them, but first and foremost, I now want to go to Dr. Folake Olayinka for her commencement address. We shared with her what happened in the accelerator, what you have been doing, and asked for her reflections as an immunization practitioner at the most senior level, interested in listening and learning from and with, side by side with immunization staff everywhere. Folake, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Reda and the Geneva Learning Foundation for inviting me to give this address today to the graduates of the Scholars Program and the Impact Accelerator. It is an honor to deliver the commencement address for this scholars group and the class of 755 alumni of previous course, including the IA2030 WHO Cohort 1. It's incredible. I understand this is not a course, but a new methodology in which participants support each other to understand issues, formulate action plans, dissect the underlying issues, and implement their action plans, sharing successes and lessons learned, as well as challenges, and turning knowledge into action. This is exactly the type of innovative approaches that we need to overcome the complex challenges we are faced with in global health, particularly with the effects, both primary and secondary effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on health systems, essential services, and immunization in particular. This graduating class has met many important milestones in order to complete this program. As I have learned from Reda, you've participated in global assemblies on a weekly basis. You've set specific goals of what you would like to achieve and develop action plans, and also made a pledge, which Charlotte so beautifully read just a few moments ago. I hope you found it inspiring. To you all, I say well done. But that was the easy part. Now, the real test will be in your day-to-day activities and work environment, the communities of influence that you have, the engagements you have to improve immunization outcomes, whether you are a policymaker, a policy implementer, or any level that you are working in. The real test is how you make a difference. You have to make a difference. Use your knowledge and skills tools to remove those barriers that communities face in accessing and using immunization services, essential health services as well. A very good friend of mine told me recently, we are the leaders we are waiting for. And I say to you, the graduates, all 755 of you, that you are the leaders we are waiting for. One of the most memorable moments in my career as a global health practitioner at many different levels has been in communities with families, particularly mothers and children. And every single mother I have met, every single one of them has wanted a better outcome for their children and their families. Better health, better education, better access to opportunities to develop and contribute. Every single one of them. Today marks a milestone in your graduation from the Scholars Program, but I hope it marks another milestone to be a change maker. So as you graduate from this program, I'd like to give you the following charge. Congratulations to you all. Go forth, take action, and be the change. Thank you and congratulations to you on this great achievement and milestone. The world awaits you and what you're going to do. Be the change. Thank you for the opportunity to share this graduation with you all. Congratulations.